G'day my friends, Marty here from Marty's Garden. My good friend Pepe Fassos, and we're here at 560 Farms, mate. This place grows unreal edible flowers, and we're here today to talk about, is it worth growing edible flowers to sell? And if you're growing microgreens and other crops, is it worth adding as another crop? Now I'm going to have a series of questions for Pepe. I believe that he's really got it mastered now. I've been watching him since the beginning, and yeah, he's growing some amazing edible flowers and he's selling them, he's getting them out to the market, he's turning them in for a profit. So there's a lot here to learn. So welcome to the show, Pepe.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks for coming here again, mate.
Always awesome to have you. So what we're going to do is we're going to break the questions down just quickly and sort of answer step by step,
Yep.
so we can get as much good information out without sort of overwhelming the people with it.
Yeah.
Now, just give me an answer. Is it worth growing edible flowers and adding it to your farm, or possibly just doing them as a separate one? So I guess that's two questions.
100%. Don't be afraid. I mean, if you're growing a niche crop like microgreens, like we do, value adding an edible flower, a variety to your product list has worked for me from the get-go. Now, yeah, there's so many benefits that we can get into later, but let's
just break it down for a sec before we go too much further.
Yeah.
Because I just really want to know, like, is it worth doing on its own, or is it better as a side product?
You could do it on your own. Yeah, there's many farms out there in Australia that are doing just edible flowers. I mean, they sell to the wholesale markets in Brisbane and Sydney, which go to all the restaurants across Australia. So they've found a gap in the market to do that, and I truly believe there is one locally for you or just for yourself.
So you can specialise just in that alone?
100%. Yeah. I could rattle off some names for people to research to get inspired, like gourmet herbs. Check them out.
Let's not do that though, because
No.
what I want to do, what I want to ask you is, say as an example, value adding, because you mentioned before when we've been talking about value adding.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you've got to go to a restaurant and you go there with multiple products, it can be overwhelming for them. So you want to just go with a small amount of products at first to get them to try them and build that relationship and thing.
Yeah.
But just say as an example, you had a microgreens business and you're selling a few microgreens already, and then you could come along and go, hey, would you like to get some add-on to this order, some edible flowers? And that way you're actually extracting more money out of each sale instead of going to lots and lots of people. Would you think that's a good way to do it? Or would you go, if you're just doing edible flowers, turn up with a few flowers and then slowly add on a few more products over time?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, every chef's busy and every chef's got a lot to think about. If we want to talk about chefs, they want to just see that you specialize in something that they can use. So yeah, maybe approach them with edible flowers and start off with that. They are super easy to grow, much easier than microgreens in my opinion. But yeah, definitely. I'd just take a punt it in and go for it. They're going to take them.
So the question I guess a lot of people would be thinking right now would be, so are they like microgreens? A lot of them are cut once and we're done and dusted. Then you've got to recycle that material, you've got to replant again. Many of the edible flowers, as you're picking them more and more, they're producing more flowers. So in one way, that's less work. You were saying that there can be even more work, but I don't want to get into that yet. We'll maybe talk about that down the line, so keep an ear on that. But how would you compare them, like, as just like you can pick consistently off them to, so once you plant one lot? Now, I don't know if that's the right question, but does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. Now, edible flowers are like anything. If you let it flower and finish, it's going to go to seed. So you basically, you need to get that flower off. So that's the only hard work about edible flowers, is it's constant picking. But what we do is if we don't have a sale that week, we pick all the flowers off and we dry them out. We have another value add product of dried edible flower petals, and they are just as big.
Wow, that's brilliant. So you can actually, like the older flowers that you're picking off, you can pick them at a certain time and dry them out. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%.
And who wants them to buy that product?
All of the above. Chefs, caterers, cake makers, cocktail bars, coffee shops. We supply them all with both products.
Interesting. So some of them don't taste that good. I know that because I'm growing some myself, and they look brilliant, you know. But I think we need to be careful when we're starting out of worrying about the flavours, because really they're just going for a lot of time for decoration and colour, aren't they?
Yeah.
Can you explain that a bit more for us?
Absolutely. They don't taste great, and I'll be blatantly honest. There are a couple out there like nasturtium that have a peppery flavour. You've got your garlic, society garlic flavours that really pack a punch. But your common edible flowers are easy to grow. They taste perfumey when they go in, but then it ends off very grassy. But the thing is, they're safe to eat. And there are some flowers out there that you can't grow and eat because of their sap. It can actually be poisonous. But no, it's not about the flavour in most cases. It's about the look on the plate, and it's safe to eat, and it really doesn't affect the meal.
Unreal. So we've got a couple of pots here.
Yeah.
So we'll grab those and show the fans here what's going on. Well, the fans, where did that come from? I don't know, but we'll show you guys out there if you're interested in. Pepe's got some pots here, and we'll show you the size of the pot, and we'll talk about the material and stuff in there and how he's growing each one, you know, just a little breakdown on each one, and we'll give you a look at them. So give us 1 sec, we'll be right back.
All right, here we have your common viola. It's a simple unhybridized viola. It's just a white color. Now we keep them small like this. We're constantly picking, but it's a cute little white flower that's safe to eat. This one actually doesn't taste too bad. It is a favorite amongst pastry chefs, and because it's some people send me an order, I want all white flowers. Here we go. The next one, this is a common chrysanthemum. It's a smaller variety, so you don't get the big flowers. They're the ones we shoot for. Cocktail flowers, I call them. So these flower on the shoulder seasons, so you're going to get your autumn and your spring flowers, so you get 2 whacks out of these in one year. Very beautiful colours and very shelf sturdy. When in the packet, they last for days. And lastly, another viola. We're still in, you know, you could say it's still winter, but it's not. We're definitely in spring temperature wise, but the violas are booming. This is a common simple purple one. Now I'm just showing you simple straightforward colors because start off that way. You won't get too overwhelmed with what is out there, because violas, for example, there's 30 varieties, you know. There's jumping jacks with 2 different colors on the petals, and yeah, it's big time, guys. But these are common, easy to grow favorites that haven't let me down for over 4 years now.
G'day my friends, Marty Ware. Hang on, I just want to make sure that's on our faces. That's on our
Blooper.
Make sure. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
And I hold him in high regard with many of the things that he does do, and I am cutting. Righto. Here we go again.
I love it.
Just fix my pants up.
That's exactly what I do.
Flowers, edible flowers on the garden. Now, is it worth it? Actually, I've got to button this up, Pepe, because I'm going to start again.
Yeah, that's good. It got better then.